Good evening, Liz. It is currently Tuesday evening, sometime after midnight, and I'm not wearing pants right now. I'm realizing at this very moment how important it may be going forward for me to respond more quickly rather than more slowly to you. When I actually watched your video a day or two ago, I feel like I had a lot more. I had a really tight stream of thoughts that I thought would have gone well together, but I wanted to give it a minute to marinate on it. And now I'm sitting here sometime after midnight, and my head is largely empty, and I feel like a bit of a bumbler who's just going to go down a list of topics that I feel like I need to answer. But we get by as best we can. Number one, I like the fact that you use the word call and response mechanism, and I think it's clever. Not just clever, but I think it's a good use of time and energy in the proper way to direct a game. Because it would be very easy to just randomly throw out a lot of topics or a lot of videos in a hurry. And I don't think that would be beneficial. I think that I may be bastardizing your word, but the transitive or the transitory property, the call and response or the frisbee throwing aspect of the game is that whatever I feed you or whatever you feed me dictates the next video, the next topic. And I think that's a unique and important part of the game, and simply that you can't just prepare and then like write out a list of topics and then just start spitting them out. It has to. Uh, I like the improvisational or the new thoughts that are required to crop up in order to properly respond, and I think that's a better structure for the game than most. Number two is pertaining to video editing. Yes, correct. I did edit the video, but wrong. I took multiple takes last time. The video editing is a gift to you, or it was intended as a gift to you, not as a way for me to practice and get a one up on you in that regard. And I keep touching my nose, and I realize that, like, sometimes I'm in a restaurant, I was on a date like a month ago, and I got nervous, and I realized I kept picking up my empty drink and sipping out of it. And man, was that fucking awkward when I realized that. But we'll come back to that later. But yeah, video editing. The entire point of that was that just to speed things up and speed them along. I wasn't cheating and trying to get a one up on you by rehearsing and doing an entire bunch of different takes. Largely, it was just a way to cut out a bunch of not transitory, a bunch of tangential nonsense that didn't quite flow with the video. But yes, glad to teach you, glad to show you down that path. And I think that that might rule. One thing that I noticed, you said that you were interested in rules that added and didn't take away. And I'm trying to think about. I like the idea of. I hear you, but I would push back on it a little bit. And the regards in which I would push back to it is, I think a lot of times that rules are the bounded space within which things come to be. I think rules are the thing that beep boop beep boop. Sorry, I'm not going to edit this one because I'm tired. But rules are. Oh no, my brain. Okay. Rules are good. Rules are nice. They keep you from doing too much. I think they're an important structural thing that if there's, to quote Louis C.K., if there were no rules and everything was and nothing wasn't, sounds like a bit of a psychedelic problem to have, and I don't think it's easy to exist in that space. Rules are good. Rules are nice. We're just going to lie down before you hurt yourself. Um, but yeah, I think a suggestion of rules that may work, because we're kind of playing right now. I had a friend ask me recently about whether or not we were trying to play the Vlogbrothers game, which we basically kind of are. The rules that they used to play by, and I'm not saying we have to mimic this exactly, but I did think it was a smart structure, is they had deadlines and penalties, meaning you were forced to, ready or not, you were forced to respond either the next day or on your given day, which was either like a Wednesday or a Thursday or a Monday. So you always had to have something by that date, which keeps things moving. It had to have a call and response aspect to it. And a lot of times I think that they also had, it was always under 4 minutes, which forced things to be tight and to the point. And I'm realizing now I'm over 5, and it does not seem like I've said anything at all. Wow. But yeah, I think that those are good rules. We don't have to necessarily take those exactly, but I think that a properly bound and bordered space tends to lead to more creativity and not less, because limitations are the mold within which creativity is poured, or at least that may make no sense when I say it back later. It's very well intended. It's very well intended. Um, but I figure should. I have nothing. I'm so tired. I'm so sorry. Oh man. Liz, I'm gonna get off this now. You said you were feeling higher energy, so I'm just gonna bat this over to you. Um, Another rule that they used, the Vlogbrothers though originally, was that they weren't allowed to have text communication. Anything they needed to say to each other, they had to say in their videos. So there was no like behind the scenes or cards being passed around under the table. So any communication they had for like 6 months all came through airplane overhead. But all communication all came over the exchanged videos. I don't know if that would work for us or not, but just thinking of rules and stuff. So I'm lower energy right now. I'm gonna let you take this ball and run with it for a minute. This is Casey, right back soon.